Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello, welcome to Business Studies online classes. In the previous class, I have discussed about the delegation and elements of delegation, that is authority, responsibility and accountability. Let us know the distinction between these three so that we will have a clear meaning of authority, responsibility and accountability. First basis of distinction, first point is meaning. That is, authority means power or a position. That is, authority means right to give order and obtain obedience. So, the person who has the authority, he will have the power to command the subordinates. So, always authority flows from top to bottom. So, whenever the manager instructs his subordinate something, then it is the duty of the subordinate to do the work. So, authority means power or right to give orders and obtain obedience. Responsibility. Responsibility means the duty or to do the work. Whatever work is assigned by the boss should be done by the subordinate. That doing part of the work is nothing but responsibility. And accountability is answerability. Answerability means for doing the work in a proper way or not, or otherwise, that should be reported by the subordinate to the superior. So, if the work is not properly done, then boss may ask the reason why it is not done properly or why it is not done at all. So, at that time, the subordinate will be accountable or answerable to the superior for not doing the work, for non-performance of the task assigned to him. So, that is the very meaning of these three terms. Then, delegation. Authority can be delegated because the boss, by giving a prescribed limit, to act within prescribed limit, can assign or can transfer the authority he is having to the subordinate to do the work. Without authority, work cannot be done. So, authority and responsibility should go hand in hand. So that the subordinate will be in a position to do the work. Without authority, work cannot be done. Without work, there is no meaning of delegation of authority. So, transferring the authority, it is possible. It's a delegation of authority is possible. Then responsibility. Responsibility can be delegated in some cases. Can be delegated in some cases. Not all the responsibilities be delegated, but some responsibility can be delegated. Accountability cannot be delegated at all. Answerability cannot be delegated at all because the accountability or the answerability lies only with the person who does the work. So when the person completes the work, it is his responsibility. He is accountable for the work done or not doing the work or doing the work in an inferior way. So that is the distinction between this authority, responsibility and accountability in terms of delegation. Third one is origin. Authority originates from the position or the power the person is having in the organization. Suppose someone is appointed as the manager, then he will have the authority to work in the capacity of a manager. So, by virtue of his position, because of his position, he will have the authority of the manager. If someone is appointed as an engineer, then he will have the authority to work in the capacity of an engineer. So, then responsibility. Responsibility comes only when the authority is delegated. When authority is delegated to lower level, the subordinate will get the the responsibility to do the work. So when the boss commands something or the boss assigns some work to the subordinate has to complete the work. So that is his responsibility. So responsibility origins because of the authority delegated. Then accountability, answerability. That is, it originates from the responsibility given to the subordinate by the boss. So accountability originates or answerability originates from responsibility. When responsibility is given, the person will do the work, and when he does the work, there is answerability arises. Answerability arises. He will be answerable to the boss for doing the work or not doing the work. Then flow. Authority always flows from top to bottom. That is, vertically it flows from top to bottom. Because the person who is at the highest level, higher position or top of the ladder will enjoy more power or authority, and the person who is at the bottom of the ladder of organization structure will enjoy lower authority. So always authority flows from top to bottom vertically. Then responsibility always flows from bottom to top, because when the authority is delegated, then responsibility starts. The subordinate is responsible to do the work. So the responsibility moves from bottom to top. The subordinate has to complete the work and he has to report. He is the responsible subordinate to do the work which is assigned to the boss. So always it moves upwards from top to bottom vertically. Then accountability also moves from top to bottom, because the person who does the work, he is answerable to the boss. Boss means the upper ladder, higher position. So here also it moves from top to bottom vertically. Sorry, bottom to top vertically. Then nature. Nature of authority. Always the authority flows from top to bottom, and hence it is always strict. It is rigid always, and it is like a power. It is like a power. Nature of authority is like a power or the position. Then nature of responsibility, it is like duty. It is like duty or work to be done. And accountability, it is answerability or that is compliance. Compliance for that is authority, that is work assigned to the subordinate. So these are the distinctions between authority, responsibility and accountability. Now let us move on to the next part, that is importance of delegation. Why delegation is required? As I already discussed in my previous class, delegation is to be done to do the routine work, so that the routine work is not suffered. When the person is absent, then his work has to be done, and the organization should not suffer because of the absence of one person. For that reason, authority will be delegated always to the subordinates, immediate subordinates, and authority will be given by defining the scope of authority, so that the subordinate can do the normal work, routine work without any interruption. So let us know the importance or the advantages of delegation. Why delegation is required to be done. First one is effective management. When the person delegates the authority to the lower levels, when the top level, suppose the director delegates the authority to the general manager or the president of the organization, then there will be effective management, because the person who is subordinate, who is the delegatee, the person who has received the authority from the superior. Suppose Mr. A and B are boss and the subordinate, B is subordinate and A is the boss. A delegates the authority to Mr. B to work, then this person is called a delegator, and this person, Mr. A is called delegator and Mr. B is called the delegatee. So here delegate can manage the work. The person who gets the authority from the superior can manage the work in an efficient way so that the routine work, normal work is not suffered in the organization. Ultimately, the organization work is not suffered, and in the meantime, Mr. A's work is also done. So that is one of the importance. Second one is employee development. When Mr. B is given the responsibility of Mr. A being the general manager, delegates authority to Mr. B being the manager, B being the manager. B can do the work of A. The work of general manager can be learned by Mr. B. B can do the work of Mr. A and he can handle the work of a general manager. He will become eligible for future promotion. So this will develop the personality of Mr. B as a general manager. He can handle the work of general manager if there is a need in future. So this will develop the subordinate. Third one is motivation of employee. When someone is given the responsibility of higher position, he will think as if he is in the same position. Suppose Mr. A, being general manager, delegates the authority to Mr. B, who is the manager. When Mr. A is absent, Mr. B will take the responsibility of Mr. A's work, and Mr. B assumes that he is the general manager. He is the general manager. He will make his collar tight. I am the general manager today. So he will feel like motivated and give 100% in his work. Ultimately, what happens? His efficiency will increase, his individual output will increase, ultimately will increase the efficiency of the organization and in terms of profit also. So that is another advantage of delegation. Next one is facilitates growth. Of course, here two types of growth. One is the growth of the employee and the growth of the organization. Growth of the organization. When Mr. B assumes the work of Mr. A, it facilitates growth of Mr. B. As I already told you, he will feel like he is a general manager of the organization. So here the growth of Mr. B is possible, and in the meantime, when he assumes the work of Mr. A and works in an efficient way, the individual output and also the organizational efficiency will increase. That is nothing but organizational growth. Organizational growth. The next one is basis of management hierarchy. Delegation very clearly decides who has to delegate the power to whom. Let me explain this with an example like here. See, Mr. A, then B, C and D. Maybe under D there are three other people, E, F and G. E, F and G. So here we can see Mr. G, F and E is working under Mr. D and Mr. D is working under Mr. A. So this explains very clearly the organizational hierarchy. Very clearly explains who has to delegate the authority to whom. A can delegate to D, A can delegate to C, A can delegate to B. Or D can delegate to G, F or E. So like that, it is a basis of management hierarchy. Hierarchy means position, the organizational structure. Then better coordination. Next importance is better coordination. When the work is assigned to someone else, the work gap will be filled. Someone will fill that gap. If authority is not delegated, what happens? The work of that person will remain unresolved. It is not done. So there will be a gap between the work, and that has to be completed on the next day by the same person who was absent. But here such problem will not arise because the authority is delegated and the next authority will cover the work. So that will create better coordination among the people and in the work. So these are the importance of delegation.